that just gets you going.
That's so hopeful.
It is.
It's bouncy.
Hopeful on a Monday.
I love it.
Welcome to it.
I love it.
Welcome to 9 News Now on WAFB Plus. What is the date? Is it 12th?
It is the April 12th.
It is April 12th, all day long?
Yes, all day long, as far as I know.
Oh, well. So on this April 12th, one of the things we're talking about, actually one of the big headlines obviously is, as we kind of bring up this big old pointy building down the way.
Perfectly fitting.
Yeah, legislative session. A lot going on, and it just begins today. Noon, they're going to gavel in.
That's it. And just a note here, because today's Monday, today's a big kickoff for the legislative session, the regular session. Governor John Bel Edwards is going to host a State of the State address at Mumford Stadium after this day ends at roughly 6:10 tonight on WAFB.
So what you can do is bring it back over here.
That's pretty.
It is a good one.
That's pretty.
Yeah. You know what? Hold on. Let me see. We both have about the same amount of gray, and the ears are the same kind of size.
It's uncanny.
The two chambers of the bill.
Wow.
Sorry. Here's what you can do though. If you want to follow along, the play-at-home version of the legislature, if you will. The story's waiting for you, the 9 News app. It's one of the top stories up there, WAFB.com as well, and check it out. Bills voters should keep an eye on during the session. Now, you may have your own that you want to kind of pay attention to, but these are some of the heavy hitters.
That's it. On top of the budget, obviously that's always a big one when the session rolls around, but we're talking about Title IX mandatory reporting for college campuses. Obviously, we've seen with the Senate Select Committee having these hearings a week on end, so we're looking forward to see what comes out of that in the weeks to come.
Again, gaveling in at noon, and as Liz mentioned as well, obviously the governor has State of the State, which will kind of interrupt the 6 p.m. newscast.
Yeah, good to know.
We're going to bring that to the folks live. Again, what a spot to do it. Mumford Stadium up on the bluff.
Pretty cool to see Southern
cool.
University being highlighted that way.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's happening today.
That's it.
Something else we're talking about is, as I kind of shuffle down here,
shuffle
it. Food assistance, DSNAP. And we've talked about this last week because phase 1 began last week, but it's big time important for EBR now.
Again, if you were impacted by the storms back in February, the winter storms here, and maybe if you lost power, you probably had to throw out all the food in your refrigerator.
Right.
Really important if you lost that and you're trying to recover your costs to try to feed your family. If your last name begins with A through F, today is the day to apply if you live in East Baton Rouge Parish.
So there are a number of ways. Ding, ding. Don is so good with this.
I know. Ding, ding. The sound effects make it better.
It really is. I didn't make that. That's TV.
Ding, ding.
It's the quality TV. We got the one with the sound effects.
Yeah.
A couple ways that you can jump on and figure out if you qualify, that kind of thing. The 800 number, the 888 number, but dcfs.la.gov is a great way to kind of stepping you through the process of what you're going to need to provide and prove to get a part of this.
If you don't feel ready, you don't feel like you have all your documents ready and put together, because you do need to prove that you lost income, that you lost food during that time frame. If you missed your time frame of when to apply, don't worry. Today just kind of kicks it off, and you've got through Saturday to fully apply. Yeah,
those was it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? They break it down by dates, but then Friday and Saturday, that kind of thing, are for anybody. And I know, right? It's this stupid. Friday and Saturday, it is
for everybody in EBR. Yes,
right. It's the ketchup as opposed to mustard. Ding, ding. See, man, it matters.
It just makes it more magical.
It matters.
I'm told Wheel of Fortune needs to get on that, dude. That as she turns, Vanna White turns all the white blocks.
Hey, help me! I'm stuck.
If we can, let me get this going. This could help us.
That's what I wanted.
A mouse helps in these situations.
A mouse.
Yes.
Love a good mouse. All right, so that's going on today. DSNAP,
yes,
obviously. Something else happening today, and this has obviously been happening over the weekend. Where is the search for Corey that we've been talking about?
Yeah, so Corey Goche, this has been a really big headline maker, now becoming a national story. This is the missing 18-year-old, the LSU student, where her vehicle was found on top of the Mississippi River Bridge Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And over the weekend, the search has really picked up with the United Cajun Navy and volunteers just showing up to help look for her.
And investigators say right now that they're not thinking anything criminal here, no foul play, but the search, obviously, a lot of heavy hearts right now. And you talk about all the folks involved in this search, and students from Southern to LSU, a part of this, getting out there on the water with the United Cajun Navy, as you mentioned, the folks just on the ground, up in the air, and they're saying, you know, look, we're not going to stop until we ultimately know something. But there's it's a lot of heavy hearts right now as they think about Corey.
Yeah, and you can tell just how big of a story this is, last night there was a vigil at Galvez Plaza for her. You heard from her family, from the mayor, from Bishop Duca, from the police chief, and the police chief was saying, I've never gotten this many calls, text messages about a missing person. So a lot of interest here, and as we learn any updates about this, just a horrible story. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated on their progress as they are, again, out there today with their search efforts. Something else today, obviously, as well, we're getting an update from the Department of Health. We'll get the first update since Thursday about vaccine numbers, right? And the first update since Friday about overall case count.
Yeah, remember, LDH is rolling back a little bit because the case counts are going down. They're not going to report weekend totals on Sunday, so we're going to get that today, roughly around lunchtime. We're also expected to find out how many, no, we know how many vaccines are coming in.
We do.
Yes, and obviously Johnson & Johnson, because of the mishap that happened at their Baltimore plant, they are limited in the number they're sending. So this week, in terms of Johnson & Johnson vaccines, we're only getting about 8,000.
Yeah, well down from peak a couple weeks ago when it was like 60+ thousand from Johnson & Johnson. They were the most of the three that were coming in. So yeah, down quite a bit. Overall, they said, what, 85% fewer was what you said. So yeah, but all the information, if you go to WAFB.com, you click the health tab, it's going to take you to all the COVID-19, the one-stop shops from the testing locations to the vaccine providers where you can get, it's all right there, updated constantly because we know they just kind of, it changes.
That's it, day to day.
Day to day. Speaking of day to day, when we talk weather here, it really is kind of day to day. And today, Steve nailed it. Comfortably cool to get going. It was like 53, 52, that kind of thing. And it looks like it's going to be another good day. Kind of warm, but then the change tomorrow.
Yeah, welcome to spring in South Louisiana. That figure you see there, just in that little screenshot blurb, that's what we're looking forward to tomorrow and the rest of this week. And so enjoy today. Make the most of all your outdoor plans because we are looking at a rainy forecast for the rest of this week.
Yeah, and it's, you know, when talking with Steve this morning, he was saying, those rainfall amounts through Wednesday, when you look at some place like right in Baton Rouge, maybe 5 inches to Wednesday, and so he was getting, you know, a little concerned about some of that spot flooding, that flash flooding that we know, those trouble spots. But that's a pretty good amount. As tomorrow kind of unfolds, we get a better idea, obviously, of where these showers are setting up and if they kind of stall any one place. But I mean, you can see the rain percentages. It's going to be a rainy couple days. Again,
in our viewing area, there's a potential. We are under a 1 level marginal severe weather risk. So again, just keep it alert. Just have the WAP weather app to know what you're in for, especially as you go home, as you leave the house for school, for work, for everything you need to do in and around the city.
It helped, I tell you, that I had the phone going Friday night into Saturday morning. Right, as the storm came through. Did you lose power?
I did not.
You didn't lose power?
No.
I lost power for, I guess it was about 2 hours. So obviously having the phone ready to go, and I mean, there was no sleeping. That was a lot of boomers. I mean, lightning everywhere, lots of thunder. I mean, like door rattling thunder. This one was. But so yeah, nice to obviously have the 9 News app, the phone charged, ready to go, and they can follow along, get all the alerts.
Yeah, you did all the things that we told people to do.
I try. Yeah. I try to listen to you.
Well, we try to follow the advice that we're giving, and it helps in these situations because, especially if you did lose power, really helpful to know when the all clear is given.
Oh yeah, and it was kind of nice. Boy, I tell you what, though, it was nice to see that kind of move on. We saw some of the damage. I mean, some of the pictures that Steve was grabbing. Not just like power poles, power towers bent over along airline. I mean, just snapped.
So you were saying, so if you saw that near Airline, Highland, that part of the world, how many 18-wheelers does it take to upright one of those?
That's what Steve was talking about. Well, to replace one of these things, you got to bring in all the, first you got to bring these rigs in, and then the cranes in to get everything out. But so much steel involved with like one of these towers. It's like 4 to 5 18-wheelers per tower.
That's massive.
To bring it,
massive
That's a lot of work to
do.
But that was why, obviously, a lot of folks were having power issues, and that's why, if that was your part of the world, airline was shut down for a while. It's major.
Well, kudos to all the linemen, line women working to restore power all weekend because we saw just evidence of those being down over the weekend.
So Steve will be obviously on top of this. The whole crew will be on top of it as we get through this, but of course Steve will be with us in the AM time.
Yes.
Getting you ready for all that. Did you watch any of this over the weekend? Any of the footballs, the baseballs, the softballs?
Oh, snippets of all of it on
golf.
social media. Oh my gosh, I know. The Masters, just so much going on. And again, I just saw bits and pieces of all the highlights and everything, but I got the good highlights.
You got the good highlights. Yeah, the Masters was fun. That was a lot of fun. History being made out there with
my gosh.
Matsuyama, first
Japanese
native
player,
exactly, to win the Masters.
But for how full circle it is, to come back 10 years after the fact and win it,
right.
That's just so cool.
Yeah, it was low amateur 10 years ago, and then comes back, he's like, you know what? Let's win it.
Let's do the
Let's
dang
win
thing.
it.
Yeah.
It's good and green.
Yeah.
It's good and green. So that was fun. Baseball over the weekend, won the first two, dropped the one yesterday against Kentucky, but still won the series, their first series
we'll take
win.
it.
Absolutely.
A win is a win.
And softball, I tell you what a Sunday they had. They got beaten down on Friday. It was like 9-1 by Missouri. And then they had to think about this for a while because the Saturday game got postponed. Right? So that's just in their head with weather. So it was a doubleheader on Sunday.
Right.
Won them both.
We love to see it.
Done.
That's
Nicely done.
We love to see that.
Pelicans as well, actually winning. It was so funny.
Talk about a roller coaster ride.
It really was.
Yeah.
It was Friday night. They beat one of the best teams in the NBA, the 76ers. And then so Sunday they played one of the worst teams in the league, the Cleveland Cavaliers. And they struggled, man. They didn't find a way to get in front of them until the back end of the fourth quarter. Yeah. Which obviously, I mean, you know.
I tell you what, it keeps you coming back to watch the game to see if they can do it.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's tough, though. It is tough being a Pels fan.
It is. It's a ride. They're playing tonight as well. Sacramento? I believe Sacramento Kings tonight.
Okay.
Yeah,
the Big ZZ, he had a good game.
The Big ZZ. Yeah, Big ZZ. Which we're going to make stick.
Emphasis.
That's right. The Big ZZ there in the Big Easy. Yeah, 38 points for him.
That's a good night.
It is.
Yeah.
And Brandon with 27 points. So there you go. There's kind of a recap of the weekend as we start this next week and all these teams and all these crews. You know what else we get to look forward to?
Gymnastics.
Exactly right.
Yes.
Over in Fort Worth, it's the national championships.
Yeah, and they're going to get some big airtime this weekend as they get the ticket there, and it's going to be good. I hope so. I hope so. They're we'll get more into that as Friday approaches, with the hope, obviously, of making it out of that first session and making it to the Final Four. Yeah.
Used to be Super Six back in the day, but they kind of retouched it, done a little bit different. So we'll dig into all that. Can't wait. So excited for the ladies.
Yay!
So
it's always a good show.
It really is. Speaking of always a good show, I don't know.
Well, tomorrow maybe.
I don't know.
No guarantees for you, but we just have a whole week to look forward to.
We do.
Of new content. That's the fun thing about WAFB Plus, because we're limited on time on what we can do on the mothership.
Right.
This is the place where we like to upload exclusive content, like the Asian Nation, like Jock Talk, like Louisiana Weekend. Not only can you access that on all of our platforms here, but on YouTube too.
So easy on the YouTubes. As well. So if you haven't liked us over there, go ahead, do that. That way you can find us whenever you need us. But yeah, Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, all the fun stuff. And Johnny will be around him. I will push more of him tomorrow as well. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Always a lot of fun. You never know what he's going to be doing.
That's the fun part about it.
I mean,
he talks about anything and everything.
It's literally in the promo.
Yes.
I'm talking about anything.
Anything and everything.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do
He
that.
may try to sell you a car too. I don't know. We'll see.
He sold me a ride in his plane once. Yeah.
Now that is a story that we look forward to here on the WAFB Plus. Yep, that's why it's a story to look forward to. It's a good one. It is unfortunate, but it's a good story.
Didn't end well for your boy.
Yeah.
Didn't end well for your boy.
You took one for the team,
I
man.
did.
You really did.
Taking me back. All right, so yeah, that may be WAP++. We'll talk a little bit about it. But this is all where you can find us. WAP.com, the 9 News app, and of course, a little bit later on, 9 News at noon in the studio.
That's it. In the meantime, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
Y'all be safe.